If there's something that we have a love-hate relationship with, it's with cliffhangers. Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender was no stranger to this, since they literally did this. Sure, the season finale causes a lot of tension and intrigue of what will happen next with the Fire Nation, Fire Lord Ozai, and Princess Azula. But there's another character that we really want to know what's next for him. We're talking about the Exiled Prince, Zuko. What is going to be his new mission in life? Will he turn over a new leaf? All of these questions will be answered by the end of this video, as we will be discussing everything that will happen with Zuko in the second season of Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender. Keep in mind that this video will contain spoilers for Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender and possibly its source material, so take this as your spoiler warning. But before we begin, if you enjoy everything related to Avatar The Last Airbender and want to see more content like this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, since we will be discussing everything related to this series. Welcome to the Avatar state. With Zuko's tragic realization at the season finale, we were left wondering what's next with this character. Well, we actually have an answer to that. But just to refresh your memory, let's take a look at how we got to this point where Zuko seems lost. As a young prince, Zuko was in the Fire Lord's War Council room, which had some of the Fire Nation's most important high-ranking officers and the Fire Lord himself. In here, they're discussing different strategies to take over the Earth Kingdom. Eventually, Ozai asks his son what he thinks they should do. Zuko gives a few suggestions, but these wouldn't be effective in that situation. Ozai proceeds to ask General Lee what his suggestion was. General Lee proceeds to explain his plan, which involved sacrificing the 41st Division, which was mainly composed of recruits. This infuriates Zuko and speaks out, saying that it was a terrible plan. The two start an argument, and Fire Lord Ozai interrupts them by saying that the only way this will be resolved was with an Agni Kai. A confident Zuko thought he was fighting General Lee, instead hears his father's voice. This leaves him confused and saying that he was supposed to fight his father's general. Ozai tells him that he's in that position because he has no respect for their military. Zuko argues that this isn't true, and Ozai tells him exactly how his words disrespected their military, which was also an insult to him. Zuko begged for his father's forgiveness, but he didn't accept and was forced to duel his father. At first, Zuko was only deflecting his father's attacks, but he was then forced to fight back. When Zuko finally had the upper hand, he held back, infuriating his father even more, and even led him to say, "Compassion is a sign of weakness." As Ozai said these words, he proceeded to burn his son's face, leaving the mark that we see today. Being recently treated and in a lot of pain, Zuko receives a visit from his father. Ozai explains to Zuko why holding back was a sign of weakness and how he must be willing to give up the weak to make himself look strong. Zuko responds with the following words: "Sometimes the weak can become stronger. Sometimes you just have to give them a chance." Once again, Ozai gets angry and decides to banish his son until he's captured the Avatar, and even gives him the 41st Division as his troops. Traveling to the beginning of the series, 3 years have gone by since Zuko's banishment. In this time, he has searched for every hint of the Avatar, gathering as much information as he can. That is, until one day he sees a beam of light shooting into the air, giving him hope once again that he is closer to achieve his goal than ever before. He follows the trail which leads him to Wolf Cove and the Southern Water Tribe, where he asks them to give him the Avatar, or he will burn the place to the ground. This makes Sokka call him out and challenge him to a fight, one that Zuko was winning and Aang interrupted. As Zuko is giving the order to burn the place to the ground, Aang surrenders, and the prince now has him locked in a cage. This didn't last long, since Aang managed to escape Zuko's ship and is eventually saved by Sokka, Katara, and Appa. This is enough fuel to motivate Zuko into capturing Aang, and he does everything in his power to do so. Zuko, Iroh, and their soldiers follow them to Kyoshi Island, where General Zhao tried to capture the Avatar on his own, eventually joining forces with Zuko. Zuko then battles Aang at Omashu, where Iroh gets captured and the prince has to rescue him. They pay the best bounty hunter there is to capture the young Avatar, which she manages to do, but then Aang is taken from them by the now Admiral Zhao, and Zuko even goes as far as to rescue Aang from Zhao at the Pohuai stronghold as the Blue Spirit, stronghold that apparently is impenetrable. Eventually, the events lead up to the attack at the Northern Water Tribe. Here, he battles Katara, where he is outmatched but eventually frees himself. As him and his uncle are fleeing, they encounter Admiral Zhao and they have an amazing battle. Here, he finds out that his mission was a sham and that he was basically used to motivate his sister Azula to step up. Zuko decides not to end Zhao right there. This motivates the Admiral to attack the prince when he is not looking and is met with Iroh's attack, which apparently ends with Zhao's story. Defeated and with the realization that his mission was a sham, Zuko is now on a kayak with his uncle, where he is asked what he wants to do now. Zuko says that he doesn't know and that he's tired. Now, what can we expect from the Exiled Prince on the second season of the series? For starters, Ozai is yet to find out if his son survived or not. When he does, and if everything goes according to the original animated series, both Zuko and Iroh will be declared traitors for their actions in the season finale. We did see that Azula conquered Omashu, so we believe that Azula's next mission will be to capture the Avatar, her uncle, and her brother, but it won't be easy. Zuko and Iroh will be forced to alter their current look and live as fugitives. However, they will start to drift apart from each other, until Zuko eventually decides that they no longer had anything to gain by traveling together, and they will each take their own path. Zuko will struggle for a bit, but eventually he will get on his sister's trail where she is about to face Aang. Zuko will join, almost unwillingly, to defeat his sister, but his uncle Iroh will get hurt in the process. He will then tend for his uncle's wounds, and even learn a technique from his uncle that will eventually help him in a future battle. This will put them in the journey to the walled city of Ba Sing Se, where they will start a new life, and we will most likely see Jet once again, and Zuko will even rescue a beloved member of Team Avatar. Unfortunately, this will embark Zuko on a path to betray his uncle and join forces with the capture of the Avatar, so that way he can actually head back to the Fire Nation and get his honor restored. So if all goes according to plan, Zuko is set to have a very interesting and life-changing journey ahead of him. Being forced to do the right thing and what he actually desires or what he thinks he desires the most. Tell us, what's your opinion on this? Did we miss anything? Thanks for watching the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.